let's face it, everyone's got marketing ideas, right? Super Bowl ad that, NASCAR truck this, free food for everyone here, yay, right? And so one of the challenges that you often have if you are the person that is supposed to be receptive to those ideas is triaging all those, right? Because one, you want to keep them all organized. And two, you kind of like to quickly not have to think about things like Super Bowl ads unless you've got, multi-million-dollar budgets. So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a Copilot Studio agent that I built that is set up to use our knowledge around what we consider good campaigns versus bad campaigns, what's within our budget, what's not, what products we want to promote, right? Understands our general marketing philosophy, and then anyone in the business can use it. They submit their ideas, the agent will ask them for all the details, then the agent will go ahead and capture that, right? So we capture the idea. We don't want to lose ideas, but then it'll also send a message to whoever's in marketing and say, hey, Susie submitted this idea, and here's my thoughts on the idea. So it's not approving or rejecting it. It's just kind of doing that first level of triage of like, listen, I took all Susie's notes. I know whether this is a good idea or bad idea. And then the human can act accordingly. So if that sounds like fun, then let's switch over to my desktop and take a look. Let's start with a demo. So here I am in my M365 Copilot chat. I've opened up the agent. Now we're going to build this agent. It'll be available both to M365 chat and to our dear friend Teams chat. But I decided to start here. And so let's try this. I want to run a Super Bowl ad to promote Copilot 911 AI Jumpstart, a program that helps business plan, design, and implement the first solution in about a week. And so when we say go on this, after a few moments, it analyzed the documents around the different knowledge. All right, here are the things I need you to know or decide against. And so then it said, all right, well, the first thing I don't understand is the target audience, right? Because that's part of our decision criteria. So the person can just be like, all right, ITDM, right? IT decision maker. And I didn't teach it what an ITDM is. It's just built into its knowledge, right? It's like, oh, it's a common acronym for IT decision maker. Very, very good. Here now it goes, hey, what's the estimated cost or budget for this ad? And so I could tell it a budget, or I might just say something like, I have no idea. What do one of these typically cost, right? Because that's one of the things that's important to understand about an agent. It's not just answering questions. I can actually have conversations back and forth. Like, it's that audience question. I could be like, I'm not really sure who I should be choosing for this targeting. So can you help me figure out what the best one is, right? Agents have the ability to chat back and forth. It's not just a form we're filling out. And so there you go. Now it's like, hey, typically these things are $5 to $7 million. And, they're not saying like, so what specific impact are you hoping to get out of this? And so I'm just going to say, sell more AI packages in a week. We'll say go on that. And I think it's probably about done collecting the information, but we'll give it a second to figure it out. And so there you go. It's like, all right, I got what you're going for here. It gives me a summary of what I was looking to do. And then it'll ask me to accurately confirm, right? Because we don't want it to submit the request if I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted, right? In this case, it is. So we'll just say, yep. And then we'll say go. And so now what it's going to do is it's going to do two things, or it's going to do three things. First is going to save the data into SharePoint for me, right? So it is going to capture this request, who created it, what the AI's rankings were, a summary of the idea, right? We want to capture that detail because even if we reject the idea later, I want to know that it happened. Two, it's going to take and write up a quick summary of like why it decided what it did, right? An overview of the idea and like, hey, I think this Super Bowl ad's a bad idea, most likely. And then it's going to send that to me in Teams. So we'll look at that in Teams here in a moment. And then third, it will reply back and tell the user, hey, your request has been submitted. And it's probably going to tell a silly marketing butler joke, right? Why did the butler decline to serve as a Super Bowl party? Because he preferred to work in a more refined atmosphere, right? Like, I keep hearing this thing in like one of those weird Alfred style voices, but I decided not to do impressions. I thought about making this video really goofy. I did not. So thank you, Shane, for not doing that. Anyway, so there's that. And then of course we switch over to my Teams, and there you can see that's what the marketing person gets, right? So who requested it, a summary, it's rating against the different business priorities, and then the recommended disposition, it recommends decline, right? And then in here, it gets into the whole idea of like, hey, you're going to spend an awful lot to get 10 different people to sign up for your service, right? The Super Bowl commercial is too broad for your IT decision maker process, right? So pretty solid answer here. So there you go. That is how this agent works. So now what I want to do is walk you through, I'll give you an overview of how we built it. Right now, I'm going to try to build the whole thing. We're going to walk through all the pieces. Now, if you do want step-by-step on how to build it, you can go over to training.powerapps911.com. And if you sign up for any of our paid courses, including the YouTube library, then I have a documents, and it's like a dozen or so pages that kind of has all of the directions on how to rebuild this agent step by step for you. So if that's for your step by step's not fair. It has all the overview, like, hey, this section's configured this way, right? It has all the text you can copy and paste so you could rebuild it. Anyway, over here, let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so I got a little icon. I named it the Marketing Butler. I told it its description. For the model, I don't know, I chose Sonnet 4.6 because this morning was the first time Sonnet 4.6 showed up. So I thought, I'll play with it. I've built this on 4.1. I've built it on 5. I built it on 4.5. I just kind of I'm always tinkering. So nothing about this is tied to that model. So make sure you choose the right model for you, both for your security deal and your license or your consumption usage, right? Like pick the right one, but I've been playing. Okay. And 4.6 has not let me down so far. So then we're going to see, actually, before we do the instructions, let's go ahead and talk about the knowledge first. So for the knowledge, I have 2 SharePoint documents, right? Marketing request rules and marketing priorities. So let's click on marketing request rules. And so here, if we go in, we can see that, it's like, hey, it is a name and a description, right? This is important. You got to give your agent context around what these files do so it knows what information it's getting out of there. And in this case, these are helping determine whether a request should be approved, clarified, revised, deprioritized, right? Like it's helping it understand better what is the agent or what is the outcome. And here, let's go look at the document real quick. And so here, as you imagine, right, it's like, hey, here's your purpose of the document. Here's the evaluation process, allowed marketing requests, right? Ones that are really on brand for us. Medium alignment, and then requests that should always be reviewed, like large advertising campaigns with high cost. Not allowed requests. So like if I tried to do things, like I think I tried to do like a tattoo one time, things not around the Microsoft ecosystem. And so then low, et cetera, right? So this is a document. Now, when I wrote this document, the original version was written for humans, kind of, paragraph form. And so I actually had AI help me rewrite this document to make it ideal for an agent, right? Lots of bullet points. That's why you see everything as little bullet points, little sections and nuggets, right? To really make it better. So if you are going to use an existing document, look at it and make sure that, an agent can easily understand it. Or as you're starting to test, if you're like, oh, it kind of always misses these scenarios, fixing up those documents is great. Don't overdo it though. Some people are like, well, I got to make it all Markdown and PDFs and all right, you saw Word document working just fine. Same thing, my marketing priorities document. And so here we're talking about the company mission, our strategic positioning, priority technology areas, marketing objectives. So this is how it knows things like ITDMs. And right, once again, I did not put in ITDM. It just understands that. Like it understands that those are audiences we care about. If I said, make it for dog lovers, it probably would say that's a bad idea. So lots of different things in these documents, all bullet points, really easy for my agent to decipher. Okay. And you'll get all these as part of the download if you do the whole thing we talked about a minute ago, right? So anyway, so that's what I have. I have 2 knowledge documents, both stored in SharePoint. And then if we go down here further, we've then just got 2 different tools. So one is submit the marketing request. So this is going to save it to our SharePoint list. I wish there was an easy way to jump to the SharePoint list. There's not. So let's open that up real quick. And so here in SharePoint, you can see it's just a simple, right? There's title, summary, there's the strategic alignment, marketing signal, business impact, recommended disposition, and then the created by, so we know who created it. Obviously, they're all me at this point, but when Buddy over there submits it, then it would be Buddy as well. Okay, so that's all we did, simple SharePoint list. Now keep in mind, like with summary here, I made this a single line of text. It only has up to 255 characters. So then I had to make sure with my agent that like when I went here to summary and customize, right, because all of these have instructions, right, the summary must be less than 250 characters. It broke the first couple of times because some of my summaries were too big. So you kind of do that, but all of these fields are just set to customize, right? Business impact. You can see the agent's rating for business impact. It just tells the agent what to do here. Okay, so that's that tool. We also then have a send a Teams message. Super easy, post as, Flowbot, chat with Flowbot. Recipient, in this case, is me. This could be your, if it's just one marketing person, it's them. Or you could go back and change this from chat with Flowbot to maybe what you really wanted here was to post it into a channel. Maybe there's a whole group of marketing people that review these. And so you would update the channel there or update to channel. You know what I mean, right? But so we're just posting these to the right places. You could send it as an email if you don't like Teams chats. I don't know why you would do that, but you could. Do whatever you want with it. The idea is the agent has these tools and capabilities of taking advantage of this. Now, also in here under overview, so then what we want to look at is the instructions. Now, this is where I spent some time, and it's worth noting, right? Like once I kind of had my first pass of the instructions, I asked AI, right? I asked Copilot to help me write better instructions here. So for example, there's a whole personality, right? Like my agent says things like at your service and allow me to note that, right? Like it's trying to have that formal butler text in there without being overzealous. And so, there's personality, communication, behavior, right? But don't overdo it, right? We don't want to beat them over the head with this butler thing. It'll get old real fast, but just slight little butler words, felt fun. And then down here, I basically walk through the process. So when the user does it, walk through here, right? Go review marketing priorities and marketing request rules. Those are our knowledge. And then I told it what marketing priorities was for. Right? I actually meant to make that bold, so let's hit Control B on there. There you go. I told it what marketing request rules was for, and I gave it examples of what each document did. If the user doesn't provide all the information you need to evaluate the request, then basically ask those questions one at a time, right? This is why you're seeing that behavior, right? There's no thing that told it to ask me, those things like where I had to answer ITDM. It just knew. And then once you've got all the information, summarize your view of the request and ask the user to confirm. Do not provide them any type of score or analysis of the request. Just confirm you have the correct information, right? I don't want the agent to tell the person their idea is dumb, even if the idea is dumb, right? We just want to collect it. We want all the ideas we can get. So I had to put that in there like, hey, I know that you now have an opinion on this idea. Shh, mum's the word, right? Then push it over here to SharePoint. And there's another reminder. All fields must be less than 255 characters. Then send the message using a Teams message with your different ratings. I told it how to rate things. And then look, here I defined, we wanted a consistent message. So it's like, hey, have a heading, the requester, summary of the request, the 3 ratings, recommended disposition, and then your logic. I think including the logic when you do these types of things is really important because that's when you get to find out like, hey, why did the agent think this? Which if it's getting it right, you might not care, but those ones where you find out like, oh, it really should have thought differently about this idea. Being able to see its logic always helps you figure, oh, I should go update this knowledge or that knowledge, or I see why it got there. Let me change the documentation to make it not get there, right? People don't do enough of this, including asking the agent to tell them why they came up with these types of answers, because it helps you build and make the agent better by updating the knowledge and pieces where it's getting mistakes. So I do that a lot. And then finally, once the request has been created, let the user know their submission was successful, thank them for sharing their idea, and finally tell them a butler joke based on their submission. A couple of the butler jokes have been funny, a lot of them have been duds, but I enjoy good jokes, so I kind of put that in there, right? So this is what I've been doing here. Right? Like this agent, I actually wrote this for a very, 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 very large company, and they said that I could, take their names off of it, but share it with you because they thought the world would enjoy, like, this is a real use case. And what I really love about this agent is, knock on wood, it has been very consistent and very accurate. I've not had it go off the rails. Like, so if you've got this type of request, and it doesn't have to be marketing, it could be new product ideas, it could be business improvement ideas, like any type of thing where like, hey, we want to take input from the user on ideas. We want to kind of grade it with this so we don't have to read all the details and then put it out. This tool is great. Here, let's just show you another example conversation. So here's one a little bit more practical, right? I want to write a series of blog posts for our website. I misspelled website. Oops. About the value of Copilot Studio. Excellent. Who's your primary audience? I did the whole ITD. I just think it's so cool. It understands that. I'm obsessed. I don't know. Very good. What specific topics or themes? And then I said, I don't know. What do you think would be best, right? I need help with what I should write about. And then it's like, here's some different business ideas that you could write to drive good value for your ITDMs, right? This is the power of the agent. Just didn't ask the question. It helped me answer the question. Awesome. And then splendid. How long do you want to do it? 1 a week for the month. what's your estimated budget? And I'm like, yeah, pretty low, right? It's really Shane sitting down and typing a whole bunch. It summarized the idea. It said, yep, that's good. And then it said, there it is. And then this was a whole nother, well, it was a very good joke. Like the very first couple of jokes, I can't find them anymore. They were actually funny. These, not so much. And then it also automatically resets the conversation after I leave for a little bit. So then that way, the next time I come through, it resets. Now, there was that. And now I just want to show you the output that I got from that. Yeah, and see here, so there's the request, there's new marketing request, requester, summary, ratings all high, recommended approve, and then the logic of why I did that. And that's accurate, right? Like that's the type of marketing that is a good idea we would like to action on. So working pretty well as designed there. Now, the last little piece there, just in case you're wondering how I did that whole have it reset, right? So if you're building an agent for Teams, and I need to do a whole video on things that make Teams work. Like if you'd like to see that, leave it down below. Let's discard my changes here. But under topics, I created one called conversation timeout. And so the idea here is the user is inactive for a while is the trigger. And then I left a little message like, looks like you've stepped away, I'll reset. And then I clear out the history and then I end the conversation. So then that way the user is forced to start over next time and it's not polluted, right? The whole context window doesn't have the previous idea. So the next idea is unique and clean, right? So if you're building agents and you're using them in Teams, there's a lot of little tricks like that that you got to kind of do, but that's all we're going to do for today. So that's what I got for today. Questions, comments, leave them below. If you're thinking, man, that AI in a week package sounds great, well, guess what? That's a real thing. We'd be happy to help you with that. Whether it's helping you figure out how to build your first little agent like this, whether or not AI makes sense for you, or if you just got a broken agent and you want me to do it, or maybe like these guys, have me train you on how to build one of these. All of those are options. So just go over to powerapps911.com and we would be happy to help you out with that. And with that, I'm going to say thanks and have a great day.